backbone and other services. We have moved into system integration works, mainly into IT, ICT and digitalization area across various government agencies. System integration. So we call them in a general parlance as projects what we are taking up. So now broadly we have two streams of revenue. If you categorize them, one is telecom revenue stream, another is projects revenue stream. So in telecom I already mentioned that NLD, ISP and then IP1 and also the data center business. Into projects, there are many kinds of projects we are taking up. The bottom line is IT, ICT, digitalization. So now coming to your questions on data center, we have two data centers, one at Gurgaon, one at Secunderabad. Those two are manned by Railtel. We have our own team. It is manned data centers, managed by well, technical manpower also is of Railtel.
So what's the capacity at Gurgaon and Secunderabad separately?
Both the data centers put together come up to 2 megawatts. And this financial year, I mean, immediately last financial year 25, our please. Our top line has been 127 crores out of this data center business, which includes data center services as well as allied services in the data center regime. For example, we are providing Aadhaar authentication services, etc. They are all linked to the data center activity. And in addition, we are planning to set up 10 megawatts data center newly at Noida. This is with a partner, and we have picked up the partner through open bidding process, and the terms and conditions are that they are going to be investing into the infrastructure part of it. The land is ours at Noida, and Railtel also would be investing to set up the cloud, and around 50 crores of investment would be going from Railtel into that project. 50 crores.
4.5 lakh.
4.5 lakh.
And this would be towards?
This will be towards setting up of cloud.
And this will be internal approach or?
This is from internal accruals.
50 crores for cloud for 10 megawatt, or you
No.
just have
See,
for cloud?
There is a need of around 500 to 600 crores of investment for making 10 megawatt data center. So that we have selected a partner through an open process who will invest, and we will share revenue with them in lieu of that.
So to need to have skin in the game. Pardon?
The revenue share will be 50-50 or?
No, it's not 50-50. Because the major investment is coming from the investor and the partner. They are our technology partner as well as investment partner. But the data center will be in the name of Railtel. It will be managed by Railtel. The revenue will be of Railtel, and then revenue sharing will happen with the partner. That is how the deal is structured. Because we need to have skin in the game, we are actually coming up with land into the project and 50 crores of investment for the cloud purposes. And also our value proposition is our expertise and experience of managing data center, and our the trust factor that we carry with the government agencies. Because this data center is mainly focusing on the data of the government agencies. So this is another data center what I mentioned. In addition, to meet the demand, immediate demands that are coming up, and if we are not in a position to meet that demand from existing data centers, so we have tied up with existing private sector data centers like Anantaraj, L&T, etc., where they have built their own data centers, and certain space as a part of MOU we have tie up with them, and as and when the demand arises, we will be trying to accessing that physical space and then build up our racks and then servers and then provide the service to my customer. So this is another model on which we are working. So that way into data center space, we are owning data centers, we are building a data center with a partner, we are actually engaging with private sector parties through a mechanism where as per the demand we will try to access their infrastructure. So this is the landscape of the data centers. So now 127 crores what we achieved last financial year, we are hopeful of at least every year additional growth of 30%, minimum 30% growth in next coming 3 to 4 years. Margins are fairly good. It will be double digit, but it all depends upon the kind of service what we are providing. In the data center also we provide different varieties of services. Some of them are like co-location, where the customer will be keeping their servers at my location, but I am not managing them, but I am providing infrastructure support. So there the pricing will be slightly different, margins will be different. And totally managed data center where I provide entire my manpower and then technical support also, there the pricing will be, mechanism will be different. So but it is averaging out to just above the double digit, maybe around 10 to 12% kind of thing. Sometimes slightly encouraging, depends upon.
So these 10 megawatt what you are putting, what would be the breakup between say co-location and the cloud?
It is actually dynamic. We can't fix it up on day one because it all actually how the customer is viewing. I can't determine how the customer is going to think in next coming years.
So this 50 crores what you will invest, that will go towards the basic infrastructure or...
See, the partner will build the physical infrastructure like building and then power and all other basic amenities kind of thing, and they will put up the racks and servers also. Based upon that, we need to create the cloud where our investment will come.
Active elements.
Active elements.
And all the clients on this 10 megawatt also will be government. That is what you said.
That is what we are targeting.
Data.
Yes.
So,
And if a private sector approaches us, we won't deny that. In any case, business is business for us.
so we have any tie-up already for that 10 megawatt capacity of data center?
See, this is like a demand arises and immediately it need to be met. And if a government
If
sector
you see the
agencies,
forecast being made by, must have seen, there's so much of demand, but then there has to be, you have to create, you can't say you go to a shop, you want to buy a sari, if he is not having the stock, how will you buy it?
So by when do you expect this 10 megawatt to be ready?
see, 10 megawatts, it is a gradual development for 2 phases kind of thing. And we are hopeful of by financial year 27 year end, we will be able to generate some revenue out of this initial revenue kind of thing, but it will not be full capacity. It will take 3 years of phasing we have planned for that completion.
3-year phasing for full utilization?
Full build up of the entire infrastructure. Coming to your question again, ma'am, you were asking whether tied up. Tying up is not practically possible in the sense that it is a commodity kind of thing which is immediately you need to supply. And nobody will wait for me for next 3 years. If the demand arises, I need to supply immediately. But the trend in the data center business is upbeat, and especially in government sector, because the need is growing and adequate supply mechanism is not in the it is not available as of now. So we are generating capacities now, and we are hopeful of fulfilling the demands.
My question was because if we know some part where is that demand coming from, then co-location and managed services, we can probably try to think how can the split be between the two of them.
So that is where we have a partner who can bring speed to it. Had we been doing procurement ourselves, it would have been slower. So we will bring certainly speed. Like गवर्नमेंट में क्या होता है कि अभी मेरे को फोन आएगा, मेरे को इतना चाहिए, आप कितने दिन में कर दोगे? जून एंड तक चाहिए हमको, आप मेरे को 50 VMs चाहिए, दे दीजिए. So it happens like this. Nobody wants to wait. It is happening every.
Her question is that if you get say co-location order and managed service order, आप उसमें से पार्टनर को अनंतराज को कौन सा देंगे और हम कौन सा करेंगे?
Techno Electric.
No, that is
इलेक्ट्रिक को कौन सा देंगे? Yes, this.
नहीं. This is because government है सब कुछ. I mean predominantly government data है, तो उनको खुद का होगा. जैसे वो लोग को प्रेफरेंस तो होगा ना. अभी तक we would have seen a trend where government PSUs data is using data center. कहीं पे कुछ तो यूज हो रहा होगा अभी. Have you done any analysis on whether they are using co-location or they are using cloud?
It
Because
is
that
dynamic.
Can probably 10 megawatt we can split between the co-location.
No,
There is no
actually,
fixed formula.
Actually, there is no serious difference in terms of infrastructure when I am providing either colo or the managed services. It is the same infrastructure. It is only a thing that I am managing with my technical staff and then taking full responsibility as far as the managed services are concerned. And if you insist that there shall be a kind of how much managed services and how much colo, it is very difficult to analyze that way, because it is on the spur of the moment that particular organization take a call whether to go for a co-location or to go for a managed service, depending upon their comfort level, their technical requirements at that point in time. But as a trend, if you want, we can't categorize it that way. We can say 50% to answer that. But it is not a right approach from our
What
understanding.
is the arrangement between Railtel and the partner in terms of on the revenue side, and then minimum threshold in terms of that so much capacity utilization will happen? So the first right on the revenue would be. So how does it work out? Because assuming on the third year the 10 megawatt data center is ready, and if it is partly utilized or fully utilized, how will the economics work?
Actually, in developing a data center, the building part and the power part, we need to take care initially, because we can't keep changing that dynamically. And the remaining part of servers, racks and servers, and then building up the cloud, it is dynamic in nature. As the demand comes at a short notice, the turnaround time is very short, within 2 to 3 months kind of thing. It is depending upon the procurement cycle part of it. So that's how it keeps on ramping up. So initial investment part which gets locked or front loaded would be about the building and the power licensing, power approvals part of it. But utilization part, it is a ramp up depending upon the demand, where actually the combined exercise of the partner to scout around for the demand and also the Railtel comes into picture.
So what is the revenue sharing? Like if generally assuming a full cloud service or managed service is the what we hear is 150 crores per megawatt.
See,
So
the for co-location services, it is 11% revenue share to Railtel, and for manager services, it is 13% revenue share to Railtel.
13. So under managed services,
It is
the
slightly-
onus is on us to manage entire. So the cost associated in terms of employees and others will be borne by us.
No, there are two parts to it. So when you talk of passive infrastructure, housekeeping, maintenance of the building, electricity bills, security, and all those things, they will be borne by the partner.
Correct.
And when you talk of management of the active elements, that has to be controlled and managed by us. Provisioning of some services to somebody, all that will be done by us.
So 8 data centers and this the same or different?
No, I missed that part in the data center space. The edge data centers also we entered into a partnership, and initially it was thought of rolling out over a period of time at wherever the railway land is available, railway land or building location wise across the country. We planned for 100 edge data centers. They are all very small capacity data centers, about 20 kV kind of thing. And the idea is the data center, edge data center need to be closer to the data generating points. And immediately in this financial year, we are hopeful of rolling out 3 to 4 such data centers, because initial hiccups were there, land related, etc. They are all getting solved, because it is not at one location across Indian Railways, spanning across various railway zones and divisions. We need to interact with so many authorities. So that is also on revenue share model.
So how much is the capex for per data center in?
See, the capex also is going to be from the partner only,
So for this edge also you have
a partner. Yes.
And in the MOU what you have signed with say Anand Raj and other players, how will the capacity commitment or offtake and revenue sharing with
As of now, we have not committed any capacity kind of thing, and it is a broader level of understanding at this point in time. I don't know whether I can say this or not, but they also are having excess capacities at this point in time. So there is no immediate compulsion on the part, but it is a general understanding. And the idea is for those agencies, they are also looking for business stream from public sector data kind of thing. So that is the meeting point for both the agencies.
So going ahead, where do you see more traction coming for edge, co-location or managed? Which ones? Where do you see India moving towards, like which kind of data center?
See, both are having different purposes. Edge data centers are all closer to the where data is getting generated. But bigger data centers are for bigger applications, centralized applications. For example, even in government sector, the e-office, what we are rolling out right now, across various organizations, around 160 organizations we have rolled out NIC based NIC application of e-office across 160 organizations. So there the centralized data is the order as of now. But in future, I mean, various government organizations who are generating various applications, the data need to be retrieved locally without much travel. So those areas, edge data center will come into picture. we can't simply categorize which one is going to pick up kind of thing. Both are having the need.
Actually, edge data center is latest this thing, and it has come broadly because sometimes there are some live streaming or maybe gaming applications where latency is an issue. So there, edge data centers are going to play a role. And then second, when government is collecting or emanating some data towards the customer-centric applications, there also it will. So it is a new phenomena, and it will certainly, in a country like India, it will have impact on deliveries of services, various services. So
Yeah, gaming and the OTT part. Now, what OTT content, what we are accessing now, if it is locally available in a particular city or smaller area, so then the latency will come down, quick access will happen. So these are all the possible use cases.
Kavach.
Alright?
Kavach. Now Kavach.
Yeah, now Kavach.
Now
Yes.
Kavach.
Please, have a guys.
you sit up. It's fine.
So Kavach, now we are reaching at a critical point with Kavach 4.0 approval has started happening. So now the pace of tendering has also started increasing. And we have exclusive partnership with one of the OEM, that is Messrs. Patent Future. Okay. So at the moment there are 5 OEMs which are permitted to bid in the tenders. Okay. So one of them is Quadrant. So we have exclusive partnership with Quadrant for station area coverage. So those tenders have started coming now. There are 2 parts of coverage. One is to be installed on the locomotive and another on the station and along the track. So now those tenders will pick up pace, and we have already won one tender, around 288 crores.
Sorry.
288 crores. It is already declared. It is declared to SEBI, and some other tenders are in advanced stage of finalization. There also we are hopeful, and the opportunity size is like it is around 50 lakhs per kilometer. 50 lakhs per kilometer is the ballpark figure. It will keep on changing based on the capacity, supply capacity issues and the competition. And we are there. We will have our share around, say, very conservative. If we take, then it will be minimum 10%. 10 to 15% is the conservative figure. Because out of 5 partners, 1 is with us.
And sir, what is the revenue sharing with Quadrant here for Kavach?
It is not an revenue sharing this thing. This is supplier and buyer relationship, wherein we are buying from Quadrant and supplying is to. He is like, say, in a Kavach tender, there are multiple components. There can be electronic interlocking, there can be some cables, then Kavach component. So we will buy from the individual OEM and supply to railways and do the system integration, integrating all those components. So integration is the part where our value comes in. And we have exclusive arrangement that Kavach Quadrant will supply to Railtel and Railtel will buy from Kavach.
But can Quadrant also directly bid separately apart from Railtel?
No. Unless we allow.
Unless we permit.
Yeah, unless we allow them.
Actually, I'll add here. I think there are 2 components. Loco Kavach is one thing, where it is simple supply and then installation. So their OEM, that also with our permission, with our understanding, they have gone ahead bidding on their own.
Quadrant as well.
Because there were no value from our side. This
With
simply
mutual
supply.
understanding. It's not that they have gone their
There was
own.
no.
But whereas station Kavach is concerned, where you need to integrate so many signaling systems and station cabling part, so many things. So our value proposition is there. There, the relation is different.
Can you explain what is station? What is the function?
Yes. So this is a automatic train protection system, wherein it will avoid collision. So it applies brake if there is a chances of collision. If two trains are on the same track and there are chances of collision, then it will automatically apply brake. So there are two components. One is on loco and another is on the station and track side. That is to detect the train's position and etc. on a track side. And for loco application, brake application, information has to be sent to locomotive. So there are two components. One is to at the ground or station along the track, and second is on the locomotive. And the information communication happens on a wireless medium. So this is the third component, wireless communication.
Who are the players in cover? Like, I know the players, but how's the market share divided among the players in cover?
It is too early to say. The early entrants were three major players, like those were Carnex, Medha, and HBL Power System. They were the three early entrants. So initial phases में जो tender हुए, so they maximum went to Medha and HBL. Now in the latest phase in this last year financial year, and now we have equal chance of winning.
What is the execution timeline for this 288 crores for?
The completion period is perhaps 2 years, 18 months or 2 years. I do not know exactly. It is.
So revenue has started coming into our books since we are supplying the material, buying from OEM and supplying to the.
Abhi the project is at the phase of design. Then the revenue may start from December onwards.
So we are allowed to participate all India, or is it a particular zone? Or
Maybe we are allowed to participate all India.
how do we ensure, because quadrant system needs to talk to Carnex and Carnex needs to
Why they need to talk? No, system, okay. That interoperability is ensured through open protocol.
That is what is being done when the approvals take place, na, that interoperation.
That is ensured by the specification and the
I think-
protocol ensured by the railway.
I think
the
There's a lot
interoperability.
of queries coming regarding Kavach, because I think investors are saying कि बहुत slow हो रहा है, कब होगा. Is that the right question? बहुत दिन हो गया Kavach हो रहा है. So this is related to passenger safety, and you can't play with passenger safety. And it is indigenously developed system which is new. So those approvals of course will take some time. आप कुछ application बनाते हैं, फिर test करते हैं, then there are some glitches, then you again go and make modifications to suit the requirements. So that is why now first approval has already come, that is for HBL, and others for Medha, for us, and they are underway. And we are expecting that before end of this year, maybe another next 2 to 3 months, these approvals, at least we are expecting for quadrant also, will happen, and then rollouts will also start. And we expect that before end of this year, we might book some income this year itself for this order which already we have backed. And the other tenders which are also under evaluation will also happen subsequently. So I think that time for wait is nearing to be over.
So I would like to say, I would like to add one thing. Just very important. We must appreciate railway and RDSO here because for the technology of these complications directly involving passenger safety and the fact that it started from scratch totally in business, they are really very fast. So it may look like it is slow. No, it is not the case. It is very fast.
But is it because the network is improving with DFC coming, the average speed was earlier 20-25 kilometers. Now the expected speed is expected to go up.
Yes.
And hence passenger safety came into limelight. Up till now it was running like a bullock cart, so there was no passenger safety.
No, you are talking about DFC?
With DFC coming,
Why Kavach is
DFC
now?
is different.
you don't need to use the common network, right, of the railways, the passenger network.
DFC is only catering maybe.
The point is that now the speeds can go up with you. There is no shunting required or alternating required.
But safety requirement is always there, na?
You can't. I will tell this thing.
क्यों आया पहले से?
I will tell that
Earlier also it was required.
But the system was different.
System was in primitive stage, for example, in suburban.
See, such systems will certainly improve the factor of safety. So that factor of safety is continuously improving.
So what is the size of opportunity for us? And how much is it? What is the big pipeline that we have already built awaiting outcome?
See, bids are coming by individuals from individual divisional units for individual sections, है ना? अभी हमारा जो है वो कितने 41 स्टेशन कितना है?
स्टेशंस तो नहीं मालूम,
किलोमीटर्स कितना है?
करीब कोई 400 किलोमीटर
400 किलोमीटर्स का है. एंड अगर हम प्राइमरी रूट्स देखते हैं तो करीब 40,000 किलोमीटर्स के रूट्स हैं जो विच आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑपरेशन ऑफ इंडियन रेलवे. सो अगर आप 50 लाख रुपए पर किलोमीटर के हिसाब से देखें तो स्टेशन कवच विल हैव अराउंड 20,000 करोड़ के आसपास का टोटल होगा, which should happen once these approvals come, maybe another next 4 to 5 years. That is the kind of one
ballpark.
we can assume.
In 4 to 5 years, 20,000 crores and 10% will be retail share of that.
Will be नहीं कह सकते हैं.
Conservative.
conservative
It
estimate.
can be more, but we
most
are
likely-
expecting 10 to 15% we should make.
Talk about LTE rollout, sir. Any updates on that?
So अभी currently चूंकि again because of those technological experiments which are happening, so Indian Railways is deliberating whether they should stick to LTE, which is a technology present in the past, and 5G, which is new. So वो deliberations हो रही हैं, but in the meantime these coverage rollouts should not stuck. So we are using UHF, which is existing technology already being used for coverage.
And this is as per information available in public domain. We do not have
there's
any
no
inside
official
knowledge. Yes. On LTE and 5G. Yes. No. There's no official communication by railway to Railtel.
So which is the current technology you said will continue?
No,
UHF.
I'm not.
UHF is the current
UHF
technology.
Is current technology. I think soon they will decide. प्रेजेंटली जो टेंडर अभी आ रहे हैं उनमें UHF टेक्नोलॉजी हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं. जो हमारे को मिला है उसमें UHF ही यूज़ होनी है. Isn't it?
Yes.
Sir, question about telecom. What is our current ARPU and how is the competition going?
Telecom?
In telecom business, what is our current ARPU? Average revenue per
ARPU जब आप बात करते हैं तो रिटेल बिजनेस की बात करते हैं. सो ब्रॉडबैंड इज द ओनली रिटेल बिजनेस विच वी आर इन, और वहाँ पर इट इज आई थिंक 480 के आसपास है.
is the ARPU.
And how is the competition in this business? I mean, telecom.
It is see, broadband is very much unregulated. It's not like mobile कि हर कोई भी मोबाइल सर्विसेज बेचना शुरू कर देगा. सो देयर आर ऑल काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स, ऑल टीयर्स. तो कंपटीशन कहीं कहीं बहुत गंदा भी होता है, कहीं पे हेल्दी भी होता है. एंड वी हैव टू tweak our tariffs accordingly, share our revenues with our partners. So we are trying to make it possible that wherever, whatever opportunity we get feedbacks from our partners. We have around 11,000 partners all over country. Mostly they are local cable operators. So it's not easy, but still we are making our efforts to the extent possible.
Sorry, sir, I'll take a lead.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we spoke about telecom part data center, and the coverage comes under the whole ICT IT digitization.
Projects.
So projects may so coverage doesn't come under projects.
No, it is.
It is also part of that ICT IT digitization part, right? Other than that, other than coverage, what comes under the projects? What all
Kavach is a very small part of it.
So can you just have a
So
flavor
We are
of
rolling
the
out right now.
ITC?
We are rolling out now video surveillance system on railway stations, and then we have rolled out phase 1 of hospital management information system on 700 railway hospitals and health units, and we have done Pondicherry Smart City, various internal projects, sub-projects within that Smart City. So these are all some examples. Based upon our experience in rolling out the HMIS in railway stations, we won a tender for Bruhan Mumbai Corporation also for their hospitals to roll out hospital management information system, which is about to be completed. That execution is also about to be completed.
Sir, any case of raising of funds for this, whatever projects are going on?
As of now, Railtel is debt free, and the kind of models what we explained, for example, even for data center where huge investment is there, we found a partner kind of thing. So we will take the calls as and when the projects are coming up, and as per requirement, we'll take the calls. Any other?
The margins of the company are reducing because of having lower, because of taking projects with lower margins, right? So do you see that?
See, projects will come with lower margin only. That is what needs to be understood. They can't come with 20% kind of margin in competition. Is it possible? No. So that is why when the project's kitty is increasing as an overall this thing, so it will certainly bring it down. The two options: we participate in project bids, we may not. But just to keep our EBIT margin higher, should we stop earning? No. Because ultimately EPS will go up, your profits in absolute terms will go up. So our profits are growing at 20+%.
And the coverage revenue and data center revenue coming in, the margins will remain at these levels, or do you see?
Yeah, coverage and data centers will be certainly better than our average.
Maybe take a last one question.
Huh? Any other question? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So this, you will share your
Yeah, sure.
contact details.